and all up to 80% off during Way Day. Shop Wayfair's Way Day from April 25th through 27th.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
How was your break?
It was great until I stopped for gas. Prices have gone up almost $1 with no end in sight. I might have to start watching how much I drive.
That's exactly why I use Upside. I never pay full price for gas with the free Upside app.
Upside?
Yes, Upside. It's the free app that gives you cash back just for buying the gas you're already buying. So even with the rising gas prices, I'll never have to limit how much I drive.
Does that actually add up to anything?
Just last year, I made over $200 with the Upside app.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the free Upside app right now.
Download the free Upside app to earn cash back on the gas you're already buying. Use promo code WAGON for an extra 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank account, or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code WAGON for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first fill-up. That's WAGON.
Offers vary by user and location. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions.
What's up, football fans? Picture this. You bet on your favorite player to score the first touchdown in the game, but his teammate scores instead. If this happens, BetMGM wants to give you another chance at the end zone. With BetMGM's second chance promotion, you'll get your stake back if your first touchdown scorer scores second instead. That's right. Bet on any pro football player to score the first touchdown of the game. If you're right, you win. If your player scores second, you get your stake back in cash. With BetMGM's second chance offer, you have a chance to keep the fun going after the first player crosses the goal line. Try a first touchdown scorer wager with confidence today. BetMGM. Make it legendary. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 years of age or older. This specific promotional offer is not available in Mississippi, Pennsylvania, Puerto Rico, or Ontario. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in the U.S. 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369 in New York. In Arizona, 1-800-NEXT-STEP. In Massachusetts, 1-800-327-5050. 1-800-BETS-OFF in Iowa. 1-800-981-0023 in Puerto Rico. Existing customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards paid back in unrestricted withdrawable funds. In partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
Traffic on WQAM is sponsored by Lexus of Kendall and Lexus of West Kendall. Your home for the best price on luxury. Now featuring the all-new Lexus TX 3-row SUV. In stock and on sale now. Call 305-KENDALL today.
We've got traffic in Miami-Dade on the Palmetto Express headed northbound 36th Street to 103rd and 75 Express northbound from the Palmetto Express to Graham Dairy. Traffic in Broward County, south 95, Cypress Creek Road to Sunrise Boulevard. I'm Gia, and that's traffic on FM 104.3 WQAM. And you can also listen to WQAM on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, and TuneIn apps.
This report is brought to you by the Casino at Dania Beach, where the fun never stops and the parking is free. The Casino at Dania Beach has it all. Enjoy new, exciting promotions, the hottest slots, great shows, multiple dining options, live poker, and simulcast. Plus, new members can win up to $5,000 in free play. Join the fun at the Casino at Dania Beach.
This is WQAM-FM and HD1 Miramar, Miami, Fort Lauderdale. WQAM-AM Miami, an Odyssey sports station. The home of champions. Home of the 5-time national champion Miami Hurricanes. The back-to-back Stanley Cup champion Florida Panthers. The 3-time NBA champion Miami Heat. Miami Hurricanes basketball. And now, the new home of the 2-time World Series winner Miami Marlins.
Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys.
Call 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
The following is a presentation of Odyssey Sports. For even more coverage of your team, download the free Odyssey app and listen to your favorite stations, shows, and podcasts.
Norby hammers high in the sky, out to left, no doubt about it. And that was a no-doubt bomb for Norby.
Miami Marlins baseball is on deck. The official pregame show of the Miami Marlins on the home of the Marlins, WQAM.
Augustine Ramirez hammers a ball, left field, and gone. 3-run bomb.
Marlins on Deck is brought to you by ADT, the official security partner of the Miami Marlins, and by Werner, Hoffman, Gregg, and Garcia, official law firm of the Miami Marlins.
It's all down. I'm pissed off. I'm ready to go. Why do you get so pissed off? I don't like hitters.
Let's head out to the ballpark. Here's your host, Stephen Strong.
job, Brittany. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are live from Lone Depot Park here in beautiful Miami, Florida on a 77-degree Monday night. Temperature doesn't matter because the roof and the panels are closed today. Looks like it's raining. We are inside the cool air-conditioned comfort of Lone Depot Park. You're listening to Miami Marlins baseball on the radio on 104.3 WQAM, game 22 of 162. The Marlins, they took a huge exhale after holding on to beat the Brewers yesterday afternoon, 5-3. And for me, Miami just tightened up the screws. They walked just 3 batters after surrendering 17 combined the first 2 days. And it may be an oversimplification, but the Marlins just played a solid, clean brand of ball that got them back in the win column. Oh, and by the way, Kyle Stowers, he also kind of helped. He returned to collect 2 hits, the Marlins All-Star from last year. You never want to look ahead in a game, in a series, but this set, it feels ultra imperative before heading out to the West Coast to face the Giants and the Dodgers. Time for the Fish to take care of home field and finish this homestand strong. Max Meyer, he will have a big say in that, and Max, he's been good, not bad, not great. I would say just good. The 27-year-old right-hander will look to work past the 5th inning for the first time this season. He will go opposite Michael McGreevy, 25-year-old right-hander. He's going to bring his 2.4 ERA into Miami here tonight. He'll make his 5th start of the season. We are pumped to bring you game 1 of this 3-game set between your 10-12 Miami Marlins and the 13-8 St. Louis Cardinals. We will get going at 6:40 per usual on the Marlins Radio Network. Hi, everyone. Thanks for making Marlins on Deck a part of your Monday night with Jack McMullen and Rod Allen. I'm Steven Strom. We got a fabulous show for you ahead. We will go the distance, and we thank you for your participation as we set the stage for Game 1 between these two teams. We'll talk about where both teams are at. Segment 2, we'll get Clayton on. We'll get you out of the count with McGreevy and Meyer. Jack and Rod will jump in for some Q&A. Plus, we got a caller as well. We like to put out the voicemail tweet. Any takes, any questions you have, we'll get to that in segment 4. Our Expo question today at Marlins Radio and Steve's guarantee to victory. But we'll start here where both teams are at. We'll be nice. We'll start with the visitors, and that's the St. Louis Cardinals. They've won 5 in a row. They're off to a really good start. They are 8-0 when they score first. Couple of things that I want to get to before we get into the present Cardinals. They did something that was risky. They went out and they traded a bunch of guys. Sonny Gray, William Contreras, Nolan Arenado, or Wilson Contreras, by the way, Brendan Donovan. They then extended their manager before the season, Ali Marmol, and all of a sudden, that's kind of catapulted this young energy, this grit that kind of we talk about with the Marlins. And a big reason why Jordan Walker, his arrival is here. 25, okay? In 2025, this guy just had 6 home runs. In 2026, he's got 8 home runs in 88 plate appearances. But it's not just him. It's Mason Wynn. It's J.J. Weatherholt. There's this, young infusion of talent that I think has ignited this start for the St. Louis Cardinals, who, again, sit at 13-8. They're starting to build an identity. And here was Ali Marmol after sweeping the Houston Astros yesterday in H-Town.
We had some really good defense as well. Gorman with a really nice play to end that 1 inning. But overall, man, different guys are stepping up. But that's when you talk about identity, that's the type of win there. You get punched and then you punch right back. I loved it.
They have played 7 series, and the St. Louis Cardinals have won 5 of them. That was their first sweep of the season. They're top 10 in walk rate and strikeout rate, so those are 2 really good offensive categories. They're going to walk. They're not going to punch out. But the big thing, the Cardinals, when you win 13 games, you usually look to the pitching. It's been pretty mid. Starter ERA, 4.5. Bullpen ERA, a 5. So I'm sniffing something. I don't know if they're frauds or not, but we'll figure out here tonight and over the next couple of days with the Miami Marlins. Let's get to the Marlins. I told this to Jack yesterday postgame. It's kind of like they were under the weather for a couple of days. I hope they broke the fever. With Kyle Stowers coming back, you felt a different energy. Yuri Perez stepped up to the plate yesterday, or stepped up to the mound rather, and delivered a much-needed start for the Marlins. They manufactured runs in a different way. But again, they really, not to overthink this, they just played clean baseball. They didn't allow a ton of stolen bases. They didn't allow a ton of walks, only 3 yesterday. So I'm kind of hoping that the median takes over for the Marlins and they can just play clean baseball, and let's see what they are. Coming up next, we will chat with Clayton McCullough. We got a lineup change. Plus, we're going to evaluate the ejection that Clayton had yesterday. Marlins now 1-0 when Clayton gets ejected. We'll break. When we come back, we'll get the skipper on the Marlins Radio Network.
Legal battles shouldn't be fought alone, especially when your health, finances, or family's future are on the line. I'm Adam Werner. At Werner, Hoffman, Gregg & Garcia, we guide our neighbors across the Miami, Florida community through some of life's most difficult legal transitions, from injury cases to disability cases, bankruptcy, and more. Our team is committed to providing clear guidance, strong advocacy, and dependable support every step of the way. Let our family help lead the fight so you can focus on yours. Werner, Hoffman, Gregg & Garcia, official law firm of the Miami Marlins.
Upgrade your family vacation with an unforgettable escape to the Palm Beaches. From outdoor adventures and laid-back beaches to thrilling family attractions and animal encounters, the Palm Beaches have something for everyone. Discover premier resorts with creative kids clubs that will keep the little ones entertained while you enjoy world-class golf and spas. We are the original, the one, the only, the Palm Beaches. Plan your trip at thepalmbeaches.com.
Miccosukee Casino and Resort is your place in Miami to live it up and play on. Unleash the excitement of slots, high-stakes bingo, and 24/7 poker action. Indulge in exquisite dining at La Brisa and handcrafted cocktails at Tempt Lounge. Unwind in our elegant rooms and suites as you elevate your entertainment around the clock. And check out our new Little Trail Casino on I-75, exit 49. Rediscover Miccosukee Casino and Resort, voted best casino in Miami. Visit Miccosukee.com for more.
At Loan Depot, we're big on home. Home games, home teams, home field advantage, and you better believe it, home runs. For us, home means everything, which is why we're offering more options that make buying your first home easier and more affordable. No matter where you are on your home ownership journey, round the corner to LoanDepot.com and let us help get you home. That's LoanDepot.com. We're on deck ready to hit it out of the home ownership park for you. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLC ID number 174475.
This is Owen Casey, and you listen to Marlins on Deck with Steven Strom on 104.3 WQAM.
All right, well, the Marlins are 1-0, and this guy gets ejected. I got to be honest with you, Clayton McCullough with us now. I gave it like a C+. I feel like you got rung up because you were probably out there for too long. I wanted to see like kicking on the home plate. Give me some ejection feedback maybe you got from the guys in the dugout and maybe at home.
My son Kyle was here yesterday. I think that's the first time he's seen me get ejected. So I see him after the game, and he's like, Dad, what happened? He was like, I'm used to seeing me to go. My only feedback is I think I haven't been ejected that much, but it seems like every time I'm inside for like 2.5 hours because it happens in like the first couple of innings. So, yeah, I don't know. I think Corey gave me every chance for that not to happen, and I just felt like it was just continuing to look for what I felt was an explanation that I wanted to hear and wasn't getting it. So he did the right thing. I was out there long enough, and it was time to be done.
Well, it's great to see you, and hopefully we see you in the dugout for 9 today.
Me too.
Okay. Your lineup. X obviously in the cleanup spot. How do you value the cleanup spot at this point?
I think looking at – right now we have we have a lot of left-handed hitters, and X, it gives us 6 when he's in there and we're using them all. And I think he has such ability to do things from, I think, really anywhere in the lineup. And, while I think you'd always say, like, that cleanup spot is, power and, there's a lot of times where his first at-bat's going to come up leading off the second inning, just kind of the way the first time, first inning, and the chance to start an inning, the ability to get a base hit with runners in scoring position where – a single just as valuable when you got a guy on second or third with a couple outs as an extra base hit. So his ability, to run, and he's got Liam hitting behind him, and maybe some chances to go first or third, steal some bases. So I think X just provides me with so much maneuverability, hitting in any part because he's a switch hit and his skill set. That I look at. I think what's the best configuration with our group and what we have at a given time and who we're facing and. To get Stowers up in the 2 will, give him, an extra batter, another crack at, doing something. So, I think it was trying to best I could appropriately spread out the right-handed hitters that we do the 3 in there within this, and get X in a place where I think he can do a lot of different things in that spot where slug home runs isn't maybe the driving force.
How does Stowers affect the psyche of your team?
I mean, he does. Because I'm sure over there now they get ready for a game. I mean, he's someone you're going to circle. I mean, it's someone he can change the game with one swing. Can change the scoreboard with a swing. So he's a circled, marked man in a lineup, and he gives us it's a presence in the box. There's real production. Again, like helping to lengthen things out throughout our lineup wherever he hits. So he does a whole lot, and can take some heat off just the entire group with having his presence in there.
Clayton McCullough with us now. Last one for you. Max Meyer, he's been good. He hasn't been particularly great. He hasn't been bad. Give us a stat or a pitch that has stood out to you that we need to know about.
I think the fastball quality, and I'll say that I think he's using more. He's got, he needs to use the four seam appropriately. He needs to get it into a correct place, and it has some surplus and some utility in his arsenal. I think using the two seam enough to try to have some interaction between the four and the two, because everybody knows the slider is such a real weapon, and versus right and left. But if he can influence guys enough at times appropriately to keep them from leaning out over the plate, be able to raise their eye level with some four seamers towards the top in a good place, I think just allows him to have a little bit more margin for error, both horizontally and vertically. So I think his slider, his breaking balls are his best pitches. That's his bread and butter. But be able to use the two heaters well enough and the change up to keep a little bit of unpredictability, within an outing is important.
Thank you very much, Clayton. As always, we appreciate the time. We will break. Michael McGreevy, Max Meyer will get you ahead of the count next on the Marlins Radio Network.
Upgrade your family vacation with an unforgettable escape to the Palm Beaches. From outdoor adventures and laid-back beaches to thrilling family attractions and animal encounters, the Palm Beaches have something for everyone. Discover premier resorts with creative kids clubs that will keep the little ones entertained while you enjoy world-class golf and spas. We are the original, the one, the only, the Palm Beaches. Plan your trip at thepalmbeaches.com.
In Miami, we don't drink coffee, we drink cafecito. Our pastries, we call them pastelitos. And when we want a low price, we know you always pay less with your pricito at Doral Volkswagen. Take advantage of a pricito now on all of your favorite new Volkswagen models, like the Tiguan, Jetta, Taos, Atlas, and more. Don't wait. Hurry to Doral Volkswagen today. Don't miss your chance to save on a new Volkswagen with easy financing, fast service, and the best value for your money. Because you always pay less with your pricito at Doral Volkswagen. Visit us at Doral Volkswagen or start shopping for your pricito now at DoralVolkswagen.com. Present any Miami Volkswagen dealer's unexpired new vehicle advertisement for verification. Other Lithia dealerships do not qualify. The competing offer must be available for immediate purchase at the advertised price. The competitor's vehicle must be identically equipped as our in-stock vehicle used for comparison.
The Ritz-Carlton Key Biscayne, Miami invites you to discover a new era of coastal luxury following its $100 million transformation, where open-air design and sweeping ocean views create a seamless connection to the sea. Set across 17 acres of pristine beachfront, the resort blends island serenity with the dynamic rhythm of Miami. Experience the calm between the currents of city and sea and reserve at ritzcarlton.com or call 1-800-542-8680.
This is Max Meyer, and you're listening to Marlins on Deck with Steven Strom on the Marlins Radio Network.
How about that? Max Meyer bringing us back from break. How fitting. Meyer will make his fifth start today. And, of course, today's starting pitchers. It is brought to you by Doral Volkswagen, home of the Pricito, our lowest price. Visit us at Doral Volkswagen or at DoralVolkswagen.com. Well, I guess if Maxie brought us back, we'll start with him. 27-year-old right-hander. He will make his fifth turn in the rotation. He's 1-0 with a 4 ERA, 19 2/3 innings pitched, 20 punch-outs to 9 walks on the season for Max. He didn't factor on Tuesday in Atlanta, allowed 3 runs on 5 hits over 5 innings pitched, generated 14 whiffs, 7 groundouts, which I love to see, 55 strikes, 82 total pitches. Opponents this year hitting just .215 against Max. And Max Meyer, last time he faced the St. Louis Cardinals, I'll never forget it. April 7th, 2024. The Marlins were 0-9 going to St. Louis, and Max Meyer threw 6 innings of 1-run ball. It was the Marlins' first victory in 2024. Max Meyer, again, will go opposite Michael McGreevy, 25-year-old right-hander who will also make his 5th start of the season. McGreevy's off to a nice start, 1-1 with a 2.4 ERA over 21 2/3 innings pitched. He didn't factor on Tuesday against Cleveland. He allowed 2 runs on 4 hits, walked 1 over 5 frames, gave up 2 solo shots. He did retire 9 of his final 11 batters. Here was McGreevy after that outing, particularly talking about that changeup.
The changeup was, I thought, in locations where I would love to throw my changeup, but I don't land that quite as much because that's a pitch where I get out of zone swing and misses, down and away. And they're like, hey, he doesn't land it as much. Just stay off it. Just don't swing. I thought they had great takes, so credit to them. But, over time we were able to really mix well, and I was able to kind of get back into counts when, the 0-1 goes to 1-1, then throw another changeup, and then 2-1. Battling back in counts, it raises the pitch count, but, it's just a game you really had to pitch.
Now, you're probably questioning, Steven, why would you play that sound with the changeup? Here's why, folks. Here's some storylines that I always like to bring up. Michael McGreevy's changeup, it's really good this year. Opponents are 2 for 24 against it. And he talked about in that outing against Cleveland how the Guardians were not chasing that changeup out of the zone. They were making him land it for strikes. I thought it was an interesting parallel here to the Marlins. This year, Miami offensively, they've got the 3rd best chase rate, meaning when they're in the box offensively, they are not chasing balls out of the zone. They've got the 3rd best at 29% as a team. McGreevy talked about that changeup and how the Guardians were not chasing it and saying, you know what, if you're going to throw the changeup, you got to land it in the zone. That's something to watch. Game within the game. How does McGreevy's changeup, play against this Miami Marlins offense? Another interesting thing, and I got to give credit to Jack McMullen on this one. He said, Steven, I got a good nugget for you. Michael McGreevy in 140 career innings. Do you know how many stolen bases are gone against him? I said, I don't know, Jack. 1. You know how many attempts? 3. Marlins are top 5 in all baseball in stolen bases. That's going to be another game within the game today. The changeup in the stolen base is something to look out for with Michael McGreevy. McGreevy and Meyer, they will match up at 6:40. We'll break. We'll get our voicemails from today. We'll also talk with Rod on keys to a victory in this series against the Redbirds. We will break. We'll get all of that when we come back on the Marlins Radio Network.
Upgrade your family vacation with an unforgettable escape to the Palm Beaches. From outdoor adventures and laid-back beaches to thrilling family attractions and animal encounters, the Palm Beaches have something for everyone. Discover premier resorts with creative kids clubs that will keep the little ones entertained while you enjoy world-class golf and spas. We are the original, the one, the only, the Palm Beaches. Plan your trip at thepalmbeaches.com.
South Florida's top choice for quality signs and graphics is Metro Group Miami. With Metro Signs and Metro Wraps, no job is too big or too small for the experts at Metro Group Miami. A proud corporate partner and official signage and graphics provider of the Miami Marlins, they bring brands to life. Call them today at 954-983-6662. Visit MetroGroupMiami.com to discover what they can do for you. Metro Group Miami, signs, graphics, car wraps. They're your everything team.
Hey, it's Tobin and Leroy. Catch us weekdays from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. right here on WQAM. You know, we got the Marlins and everything else going on in South Florida sports. We like to have a good time, shenanigans, and I'll tell you how they don't make them like Brad Penny anymore. Weekdays, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Catch us on your home for the Marlins. FM 104.3 WQAM, and always streaming on Odyssey, iHeartRadio, and TuneIn apps.
John Crook here. You ever hear sound and immediately know your day just got expensive? That right there, that's the sound of a bad day. Look, on the field, I'm prepared and ready for anything. Off the field, I'm the same way, because repair bills don't ask permission. They just show up. That's why I have CarShield, coverage options that help with costly car repairs.
Don't get caught looking. Get a free quote today at carshield.com. Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at carshield.com.
This is Jacob Marcy, and you're listening to Marlins on Deck with Steven Strom on 104.3 WQAM.
Well, it's always good to check the Marlins radio voicemail after a victory. Steven Strom, Jack McMullen, Rod Allen, and Rod just said it's his favorite segment in all of sports, in all of radio, and all of TV. Here we are. So let's get to the voicemail here. We don't have location. I usually like to do the my name is such and such from such and such, but we know the name. It's Paulo. And what do you got for us today, Paulo?
What do you guys think about Jacob Marcy and his early season struggles? To me, I think the solution is for him to be moved down the lineup. I just don't think he fits well as a leadoff hitter. I think if you move him down, you'll get him going. What do you guys think?
All right, I'll throw to Rod here. Jacob Marcy, unfortunately for Paulo, he's back at the top of the lineup. He's hitting 155. But what are your thought on that, Rod? And then we can move to Jack.
I would, if I did move him down at all, it'd be 2. I mean, I put Xavier 1. I mean, that's about as far as he's going for me. I mean, I just like his skill set way too much. And you just can't give up on a guy in the very first month of the season. He showed way too much last year. I know he's struggling a little bit right now. Some may even call it the sophomore jinx. But if I did move him down, it would go to number 2. I would not move him any further unless I'm moving him into a better slot like 3 or 4. You just don't give up on guys 3 weeks into the season.
Jack?
I love Marcy in the leadoff spot. I really do, and I think he should be there for 162, and I'll tell you why. Even though he's going through a rough stretch batting average-wise right now, I think he's hitting $155. He's getting on base at about a 280 clip, so there's more than an 100-point jump from batting average to on-base percentage. What do you want your leadoff guy to do? You want him to be on base a lot, and that's a huge thing, obviously. But you also want him to see a bunch of pitches, and nobody sees more pitches in this lineup than Jacob Marcy. This guy, it seems like every single time he steps into the box, it's 2-2 or it's 3-2 against him. We saw some early ground outs, but it seems like he's getting out of that funk and he's seeing a whole bunch of pitches. You also want your leadoff guy to be a threat on the base paths. And Jacob Marcy, even though he's hitting $155, is top 5 in Major League Baseball in stolen bases. He's got 8 bags in 9 attempts. So he's doing everything you're asking except for being a hit collector at the top of the lineup. You've got a hit collector batting cleanup today at Xavier Edwards, but I love Marcy in the leadoff spot personally.
And I was going to just ask Rod that we would put Xavier Edwards in the top of the order, but we can't because for the first time in 261 career games, Xavier Edwards is going to bat cleanup. I asked this question to Clayton, Rod, and I'm curious to you, man, because we've always been, the 4 spot has been guys like Frank Thomas and Jim Tomei. I'm pulling the AL Central card here, but what do you think Clayton sees in Xavier Edwards in the cleanup spot?
He sees a guy that can drive in runs. If he's batting 4th and there's traffic on the base paths, and there's probably going to be some traffic on the base paths, Xavier is a great example of someone that's going to put the ball in play from both sides. He's going to be a very difficult at bat. He doesn't strike out very much, and he might just drive in a run or 2, whereas if having a big, strong, physical guy in that number 3 or number 4 spot that's prone to striking out, they're going to drive in runs too, but maybe not at the clip that Xavier does. Xavier's a tough out, and I think that's why he's batting 4th.
Jack, this Cardinal team, they're off to a great start. Some of maybe the underlying numbers suggest that it's not as real as what maybe we anticipate. Just what's your thought on this Cardinals team?
They're pesky. They are.
That sounds like the Marlins team.
A little bit. They're ahead of schedule, which also sounds like the Marlins team from a year ago, right? We're talking about this team being, maybe entering a rebuilding phase, and this offseason was looked at as a rebuild. You laid out in segment 1, Wilson Contreras, Brendan Donovan, Sonny Gray, Nolan Arenado, gone, right? All traded away. These are stalwarts of a lineup. These are veteran players. These are all-star caliber players.
Contreras too,
that were dealt. Yeah, Wilson Contreras. I mean, you've got so many of these guys that were just shipped out of town. So you think this is going to be a recalibration year. And what have they done? They've outperformed. They're doing that with young guys. Like, there's no denying that Alec Burleson is really good at baseball.
Yep.
There's no denying that J.J. Weatherholt, the rookie, is really good at baseball. Mason Wynn is the best defensive shortstop in Major League Baseball. I think our guy's awesome. Mason Wynn made 3 errors last year, and he played darn near 162 games. Jordan Walker is playing like one of the best sluggers in the game right now. What they're doing offensively is amazing this early with guys that don't really have the track record of an Arenado or a Contreras or a Donovan. And then pitching-wise, okay, you can point to luck. You can point to the strikeout rate being low. You can point to the chase rate against being low. You can point to hard contact. At the end of the day, they're getting outs.
Yep.
And this is a run prevention, out collection type of game, and the Cardinals are doing just that at the outset.
I got one more for you. Chaim Bloom and also Peter Bendix. They're cut from the same cloth. Both cut their teeth in Tampa. And I've been told by St. Louis people that they are doing the exact same thing that we're doing. A lot of the fast drills, traject machines. They've got the built-in a complex now with all the gadgets. They got everything that we have that they didn't have before. So we got forward thinkers in the two guys in baseball ops that are running both of these organizations, and that's why these teams are so young. You can get young guys to buy in.
Rod, I want to give you this question here because you were adamant about it with Jordan Walker, who's such a good example of like you don't know when a player is going to click. He had 6 home runs in 396 plate appearances last year. He's got 8 in 88. What's your plan of attack or lack of plan with Jordan Walker this week?
Well, if Jordan Walker comes up in a situation where he can do some damage based on what everybody else is doing in the lineup, if we're seriously thinking about winning the game, then you can pitch around Jordan.
Sure.
You can also pitch around Burleson, the number 3 hitter, if that's where he's batting here today. Those two guys are the two guys that have OPSs over 800. No one else has an OPS over 800 in the starting lineup. So I would not pitch to those guys if I didn't have to in a situation where it might cost me the game. But I'm happy for Jordan Walker. Here's a kid. A couple of years ago, everybody thought he was all world. He struggled. Then they start sending him up and down. But I love the fact that Chaim Bloom has told him, dude, this is your job. Go play, go have fun, and enjoy yourself. And that's exactly what he's doing.
Let other guys beat the Marlins. That's Rod, not me. We'll break. When we come back, we'll get Steve's Guarantee Expo question. Then you hear those two beautiful voices, Rod and Jack. They got the call at 6:40, so about 13 minutes. Marlins are going to win 2 in a row on the Marlins Radio Network. At Loan Depot, we're big on home. Home games, home teams, home field advantage, and you better believe it, home runs. For us, home means everything, which is why we're offering more options that make buying your first home easier and more affordable. No matter where you are on your home ownership journey, round the corner to loandepot.com and let us help get you home. That's loandepot.com. We're on deck ready to hit it out of the home ownership park for you. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLC ID number 174475.
Everyone knows BrandSmart USA as the heavy hitters, like big screen TVs and appliances, but our lineup is way deeper than you think. We've got mattresses, furniture, and grills for the cookout, plus everything from fitness equipment, vacuums, AC units, the latest tech, and more to keep your home running like a pro. We make life easier with fast delivery, professional installation, haul away, and our own in-house repair centers. All at the lowest price with 0% interest financing and buy now, pay later options. BrandSmart USA, favorite brands, lowest prices guaranteed.
In Miami, wherever there's a Domino's game, you'll always find your abuelito. And whenever you want a low price, you know you always pay less with your Pricito at Doral Kia. Take advantage of a Pricito now on all of your favorite new Kia models, like a Sportage, Sorento, Telluride, K5, Soul, and more. Don't wait. Hurry to Doral Kia today. Don't miss your chance to save on a new Kia. With easy financing, fast service, and the best value for your money. Because you always pay less with your Pricito at Doral Kia. Visit us at Doral Kia or start shopping for your Pricito now at DoralKia.com. Present any Miami Kia dealer's unexpired new vehicle advertisement for verification. Other Lithia dealerships do not qualify. The competing offer must be available for immediate purchase at the advertised price. The competitor's vehicle must be identically equipped as our in-stock vehicle used for comparison.
This is Owen Casey, and you're listening to Marlins on Deck with Steven Strom on 104.3 WQAM.
Hey, Marlins fans, when water, fire, or mold strike, trust the Marlins' number one choice, ServPro. From cleanup to construction, they work to make it like it never even happened. Hi, everyone. We are live here from Loan Depot Park. National Anthem just concluded here. It is game 1 of this 3-game set between the Marlins and the Cardinals. It is the 4th game of a 6-game homestand for Miami. The Marlins won yesterday 5-3 over the Brewers to avoid the sweep. Really nice performance from Yuri Perez. Kyle Stowers back from the IL with that hamstring injury. He, of course, is in the lineup today, batting second. Let's get to our X-Poll question today at Marlins Radio. It is Tommy Hutton's birthday today. I won't disclose his age because I don't know if that's a HIPAA violation. But our question today, what year did he begin broadcasting with the Marlins? Make sure to vote at Marlins Radio. It is time for Steve's Guarantees.
Almost time to play ball. First pitch coming up in moments. Steve's Guarantees coming up now.
All right, I'm going to give you some special top secret information. The St. Louis Cardinals just swept the Houston Astros. My top secret is they had some trouble getting to Miami. They were here late night. I'm expecting a sluggish St. Louis team. I like Max Meyer to have a quality start. He has not pitched past the 5th inning. I like Max to go 6 innings, less than 3 runs. That's a quality start. Second, Connor Norby. It's going to be tough to beat what he did yesterday, the golden sombrero, and he got punished for it. He's going to bat 9th today. I like Norby to have an extra base hit. Here's why. Norby against sinkers, hitting 350. Norby against sweepers, he's hitting 500. McGreevy against right-handed hitters, he throws 2 pitches, sinkers and sweepers. He's thrown 81 total pitches to right-handed hitters, McGreevy has, okay? 36 sinkers, 24 sweepers. Give me Connor Norby to have an extra base hit here tonight. Folks, I hope you got the itch for first pitch because when we come back, Jack McMullen paints a picture. Rod Allen, he is ready to rock. Starting lineups in first pitch is right around the corner. Thanks for tuning in to the Marlins On Deck pregame show. I'm Steven Strom. Let's flip the M together. Miami Marlins baseball. It is next on the Marlins Radio Network.